In this video, we're going to provide you with an overview of the serving leader model and specifically how this model, when implemented, leads to a high-performance culture. But what's so important about an organization's culture anyway? Why should leaders even care or pay attention to culture? In order to understand the answer to that question, let's start with the end in mind. Every leader wants their organization to be successful, and there are many definitions of success. For some, it's about creating great products or serving customers well. For others, it's about growth and profitability. And for others still, it's about bringing healing, peace, and beauty to a world that desperately needs it. Whatever your organization's definition of success, it's the leader's responsibility to achieve it. And of course, that begins with a strategy. Strategy is a word that defines how an organization will achieve success, but your ability to execute on your strategy is dependent on your organization's culture. A positive and flourishing culture enables strategy to be executed, while a negative or unhealthy culture torpedoes or undermines strategy. This connection between culture, strategy, and success is well documented in research and practice and can be summarized by a common phrase: culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's a quote commonly attributed to Peter Drucker, one of the top management gurus of the 20th century. In other words, if you care about the success of your organization, you need to care about culture. Leaders often put together great strategies, and they often assemble great teams to execute on those strategies, but they still come up short. And that is often because they haven't created the right environment or high-performance culture to enable success. So what is a high-performance culture? Through work with leaders and organizations around the world, we've identified 6 characteristics that define a high-performance culture. Number 1, everyone understands why their work matters. People only give 100% of themselves, their creativity, their motivation, their focus, when they are able to connect their day-to-day activities with the purpose of the organization, something they know will make the world a better place. Number 2, values are practiced throughout the organization. Identifying values and holding people accountable to them creates an environment of trust and alignment around priorities. This, in turn, allows the organization to move with greater speed towards achieving its purpose. Number 3, all activities provide real value to the customer. Organizations with a high-performance culture prevent and remove wasteful tasks that take away from fulfilling a central component of their mission, which is to serve their customer well. Number 4, people's roles match up with their passion and capabilities. It takes time to understand people's design, both what they're good at and what they love to do. When this is done intentionally and in alignment with the organization's purpose, teams become dramatically more creative and productive. Number 5, teams grow and flourish without dependency on individual leaders. Leaders are intentional about delegating both responsibility and authority, so their teams are empowered to make decisions in alignment with their organization's mission, vision, and values. And finally, number 6, bottom line results and goals are achieved. Building a great culture is not mutually exclusive with growth and profitability. Instead, they are a natural consequence. Bottom line, when leaders build a high-performance culture, they are creating a foundation that will enable success. So now that we know what a high-performance culture is, how do we create one? Leadership is the key. You won't get the culture you need without high-performing leaders. But this doesn't happen by accident. They must be developed. And that's where Dr. John Stallworth and the Serving Leader model comes in. The Serving Leader model creates high-performing leaders that, in turn, create high-performance cultures. There are 2 parts to the Serving Leader model: the Serving Leader Compass and the 5 actions. The Serving Leader Compass defines where your organization is going. It helps leaders answer 4 fundamental questions required to describe the organization's definition of success. Then, the 5 actions show your leadership team how to get there. The 5 actions are a result of years of research by Dr. John Stallworth, working with organizations and leaders around the world where he identified the behaviors great leaders were consistently practicing that produced extraordinary results. The Serving Leader model is filled with practical tools and techniques that turn managers into high-performing leaders that produce high-performance cultures. So if it's true that culture eats strategy for breakfast, then it naturally follows that leadership eats culture for lunch. You can't get to strategy without culture, and you can't get to culture without leadership. So let's use the Serving Leader model to build the leaders you need to create a high-performance culture.